Welcome to my channel. World Scene News. Subscribe to my channel for news updates all around the world. On December 5, 2025, Russian President Vladimir Putin touched down in New Delhi, marking the start of a highly anticipated two-day state visit. The arrival was met with heightened anticipation, as this was Putin's first trip to India since the outbreak of the Ukraine war, a conflict that has dramatically reshaped global alliances and diplomatic priorities. The world's eyes were on the Indian capital as Putin stepped off his plane, signaling not just a diplomatic engagement, but a moment of significant geopolitical importance. In a rare gesture that broke with traditional protocol, Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally welcomed President Putin at the airport. The two leaders exchanged a warm embrace, a powerful symbol of the enduring strength and warmth of the India-Russia relationship, even in turbulent times. Crowds gathered to witness the historic arrival, while news outlets across the globe highlighted the significance of this visit. For many, it was a reminder of the deep-rooted ties between the two nations, forged over decades of cooperation. The context was complex. Russia, facing unprecedented Western sanctions and diplomatic isolation, is actively seeking to strengthen old alliances and forge new partnerships. For India, Russia remains a vital partner, especially in the fields of energy security and defense technology, areas that are crucial for India's growth and strategic autonomy. As the two leaders sat down for talks, the world watched closely. Their discussions set a tone of collaboration and mutual respect, underscoring a shared commitment to a strategic partnership that has weathered many storms. The summit's agenda was packed and ambitious, covering a wide range of issues from expanding energy cooperation and modernizing defense ties, to exploring new avenues for economic diversification. These talks reflected the evolving priorities of both countries in a rapidly changing world. India's independent foreign policy was on full display. While deepening its partnership with Russia, India continues to balance its relationships with Western nations, demonstrating a nuanced approach to global diplomacy that prioritizes national interests above all. The ceremonial events and high-level meetings sent a clear message to the world. The India-Russia bond is not just a relic of the past, but a living, evolving partnership rooted in mutual trust and shared goals. As the two leaders and their delegations engaged in deep discussions, the resilience of their alliance was evident. Anchored in history, but looking firmly toward the future. As Putin's convoy made its way through the bustling streets of Delhi, the outcomes of this summit promised to shape not only the future of India-Russia relations, but also to leave a lasting impact on the broader landscape of global geopolitics. The official welcome unfolded at Rashtrapati Bhavan, where President Putin was received by Prime Minister Modi and President Rashtrapati Murmu. Soldiers in ceremonial uniforms lined the forecourt, and a thunderous 21-gun salute honored the Russian leader. Putin inspected a tri-services guard of honor, highlighting the deep defense ties between the two nations. Formal introductions between delegations followed, laying the groundwork for productive talks. Every detail of the ceremony reinforced the enduring friendship and strategic partnership between India and Russia. The stage was set for substantive discussions that would shape the future of their relationship. After the formal welcome, President Putin visited Raj Ghat, the memorial to Mahatma Gandhi. Laying a wreath and scattering rose petals, Putin paid tribute to India's icon of peace and nonviolence. The gesture resonated deeply, contrasting with Russia's ongoing military actions and signaling respect for India's values. For many Indians, it was a reminder that Russia values India's unique path and sovereignty. The visit to Raj Ghat served as a diplomatic bridge, connecting Putin with the Indian public beyond politics. Honoring Gandhi softened Putin's image and reinforced the multifaceted nature of the India-Russia relationship. It set a respectful tone for the challenging negotiations ahead. Energy and trade dominated the summit, with Russia pledging uninterrupted oil, gas, and coal supplies to fuel India's growth. This commitment comes at a crucial time, as India's energy demands are soaring alongside its rapid economic expansion. Reliable access to affordable energy is not just a matter of convenience, it's the backbone of India's industrial ambitions and the daily lives of its people. Modi and Putin agreed to expand their economic partnership, aiming to boost bilateral trade from $68 billion to over $100 billion by 2030. This ambitious target reflects the growing trust and interdependence between the two nations, and signals a new era of economic cooperation that goes far beyond traditional sectors. The new agreements target diversification, moving beyond oil to shipbuilding, critical minerals, healthcare and technology. By investing in these emerging sectors, both countries hope to create new jobs, foster innovation, and reduce their reliance on any single industry. This shift promises a more balanced, resilient economic relationship, less vulnerable to external shocks. By spreading their economic ties across multiple industries, India and Russia are building a partnership that can withstand global uncertainties and market fluctuations. For India, Russian energy is vital for growth and inflation control. For Russia, India is a crucial market amid Western sanctions. This mutually beneficial arrangement helps India keep energy prices stable for its citizens, while providing Russia with a reliable trading partner as it navigates a changing global landscape. The deals signed reflect a strategic alignment, weaving the two economies closer together. These agreements are not just about numbers, they represent a shared vision for prosperity, stability, and technological progress. Both leaders are betting on a long-term partnership that serves their mutual interests. Their collaboration is designed to stand the test of time, adapting to new challenges and opportunities as they arise. The summit made clear, India and Russia are building a future-focused economic alliance, one that aims to deliver growth, innovation, and security for both nations in the years ahead. Defense ties, a cornerstone of the partnership, are evolving from arms purchases to joint development and production. Russia offered to localize production of its Su-57 stealth fighter in India, marking a shift toward technology transfer and co-production. This aligns with Modi's Make in India initiative, boosting domestic manufacturing and self-reliance. No major new arms deals were announced, reflecting a move away from simple buyer-seller dynamics. The focus is now on building long-term capabilities and reducing India's dependence on imports. For Russia, this ensures a lasting partnership with a major military power. The new blueprint collaboration, innovation, and strategic autonomy for both nations. Defense cooperation is being reimagined for a new era. Beyond defense and oil, civil nuclear energy featured prominently, with Russia helping expand India's nuclear power capacity. The Kudankulam nuclear power plant stands as a flagship project, and talks explored next-generation technologies like small modular reactors. These advances support India's clean energy goals and climate commitments. The visit also saw new cultural and diplomatic initiatives. India will open 2 new consulates in Russia and introduce easier visas for Russian tourists. Russia launched RT India, aiming to share its perspective with Indian audiences and boost soft power. These moves foster deeper people-to-people ties and mutual understanding. The partnership is expanding on all fronts: energy, culture, and media. India and Russia are investing in a comprehensive, future-ready relationship. Putin's visit to India unfolded against the backdrop of the ongoing Ukraine war, a conflict that has not only devastated the Donbas region, but also sent shockwaves through the global political landscape. Russia continues to assert control over much of eastern Ukraine, facing fierce resistance and mounting casualties, while Western nations have responded with sweeping sanctions aimed at crippling the Russian economy and isolating Moscow diplomatically. Amid this turmoil, India's increased purchases of discounted Russian oil have drawn sharp criticism from the United States and European countries, who argue that such trade undermines efforts to pressure Russia into ending the war. This has complicated India's diplomatic ties with the West, putting New Delhi in a delicate position as it seeks to balance its strategic autonomy with its relationships with major global powers. In response, Washington imposed higher tariffs on a range of Indian goods, signaling its displeasure and adding new strains to the economic partnership between the two democracies. The US also expanded sanctions on Russian oil firms that supply India, further complicating the energy trade and raising questions about the future of India's energy security. Indian officials have pushed back, arguing that these measures are unfair and ignore India's developmental needs and its right to make independent policy choices. For India, affordable energy is not just a matter of economics, it is essential for powering its growth, supporting millions of families, and ensuring stability for its vast population. The visit also brought to the forefront a host of legal complexities that further complicate international relations in this era of conflict. Notably, an international criminal court arrest warrant restricts Putin's travel to many countries, making his diplomatic engagements fraught with risk and controversy. However, India, which is not a signatory to the ICC, welcomed Putin without hesitation, underscoring its independent approach to international law and diplomacy. The summit made clear that India is willing to engage with Russia, even as global pressure mounts and the world's attention remains fixed on the Ukraine crisis. India's stance is firmly rooted in its sovereignty and national interest, reflecting a desire to chart its own course rather than simply follow external dictates. The visit spotlighted the immense challenges of navigating a world increasingly divided by conflict, sanctions, and competing interests, where every decision carries global repercussions. As the Ukraine war continues to reshape alliances and test old partnerships, India's choices are playing a pivotal role in shaping the global response to the crisis and redefining its own place on the world stage. India continues its delicate balancing act, maintaining deep ties with Russia while strengthening partnerships with the US and other Western powers. Modi reiterated India's call for dialogue and diplomacy in Ukraine, refusing to join Western sanctions or condemnations. India's policy of strategic autonomy means making decisions based on national interest, not bloc politics. Russia remains vital for energy and defense, while the US is key for technology and Indo-Pacific security. India faces pressure from both sides, but defends its right to prioritize its own needs. Putin's visit was a public reaffirmation of India's independent foreign policy. In a complex world, India is determined to chart its own course. As Putin departed New Delhi, the visit's impact was unmistakable. Agreements on energy, trade, and defense co-production laid a strong foundation for the future. India asserted its strategic autonomy, engaging with Russia on its own terms despite Western pressure. For Russia, the visit was a diplomatic win, showcasing its pivot to Asia and securing vital economic ties. The launch of RT India and new cultural initiatives deepened the partnership beyond politics. The summit symbolized a shifting world order, where India acts as a bridge, not a follower. The India-Russia relationship, reaffirmed in New Delhi, will remain a key force in global geopolitics.